Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel. And this video is all about sleepers. Do not sleep on these shoes because they're good performers. You know, they're from, brands that aren't Nike and Adidas and I guess Under Armour. Under Armour isn't like a huge company though as far as basketball goes. Like if I say, oh, get an Under Armour shoe, people are like, what the hell? Like, I want a Nike, you know what I'm saying? And that same goes for Adidas. Like a lot of people say that the same thing for Adidas as well. I guess the main contenders for basketball shoes are Jordan and Nike. So yeah, there are lots of sleepers, really good performers out there that you can get that aren't mainstream. So this is a video about that. And if you guys do want to cop any of these shoes, I'll try to leave a link in the description box. But let's get it started right off with the Stria 107. It's a brand new basketball company, and they made a shoe called the Stria 107 series, and it's really nice. You know, they didn't pay me anything. I'm not saying this because they paid me money. They just sent it out. I tried it. They're like, oh, if you want to try it out, I was like, okay. There's a lot of shoes, or there's a good amount of companies that do that. You know, like for example, like Peak, they send me shoes. I'm like, yeah, I don't really like it, or maybe I like it, but I was blown away by the Stria 107. It's cheap, so it's like 110 bucks, I believe. It was on sale when I last saw it. I believe it retails for like 120 bucks, so it's fairly cheap, but it performs really nice. The main thing to take away from the shoe is the traction is phenomenal. The cushion is responsive yet soft. And the overall shoe is just super minimal and very light feeling, so you feel really responsive when you have those shoes on. So and also it's a pretty dope silhouette, and they have really cool colorways as well. So the Stria 107, do not sleep on those. Next we got the Curry 8, right? So the Curry 8, you guys are probably like, oh dude, it's Steph Curry's shoe, it's not underrated. But I would argue that I've had like 5 of my friends ask me, hey, what's like the best shoe? I'm like, dude, watch my videos first of all. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, they're like, hey, what's like your favorite shoe or like the best shoe to get, And I'm like, the Curry 8. The Curry 8 is freaking phenomenal. And they're like, dude, it looks like a freaking, either it looks like a running shoe or I don't buy or wear Under Armour. So I'm like, okay, then why are you asking me? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, so the Curry 8, I mean, to me, it's a great looking shoe, and they have some dope colorways coming out, and it's an insane performer. One of my favorite shoes to play in as of recently, and like all the shoes that I've tested like for the past year and a half, the Curry 8 is top 5. It's really nice. It is kind of pricey, actually pretty pricey, 160 bucks, but the traction is phenomenal. It's durable too. The cushion is soft yet responsive. Not the softest cushion, but it gets the job done. And then the material is just super comfortable with that knit. So do not sleep on the Curry 8. My next favorite shoe to play in, and that is the Puma Clyde All Pro. The Puma Clyde All Pro, I believe, is going for like 120, 130 bucks. Great looking shoe, first of all. Second, it's an incredible performer. Like a strong, very strong point about this shoe is that it's super minimal and super lightweight. I cannot believe how thin the material feels on foot. It's literally like almost too thin. It's a little dangerous if you're like in the paint a lot, because I mean, if someone steps on your foot's gonna hurt. But other than that, I mean, it's a great performer. Traction is good. Cushion, it's kind of soft. I mean, for hard impacts, I wouldn't say it's the best, but it gets the job done. And the materials are nice, and the fit is nice, support is there, and all that. So the Puma Clyde All Pro, don't sleep on those. Next is the UA Spawn 3. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right there. The UA Spawn 3, I believe, is going for like 110 bucks. It's super cheap, and I've been playing in it. I'm still like kind of testing it out, but I'm pretty much done. That shoe is incredible. It's such a nice shoe to play in, and I'm very surprised. I guess spoiler alert for the review. But yeah, the Spawn 3, the cushion is super soft, yet has a nice little rebound back. Traction is phenomenal. Also, another thing I didn't mention in the first impressions is that it has a little bit of an outsole curvature, which feels great, especially if you like playing Kyrie's. Materials are, it's not the best quality, but it's thin, it gets the job done, support is there. And also aesthetically, I feel like it's a pretty good looking shoe. There's some pretty cool colorways out as well. I mean, I feel like the black and gum colorway that I have is pretty dope. So yeah, don't sleep on those. Those are really nice. Those are gonna be in a lot of lists. So there's that. All right, next we got the Jordan React Elevation. Yeah, at the beginning of the video I said I guess Jordans are kind of mainstream, but I feel like the Jordan 35, like the main, like Jordan's main signatures line is like that's not underrated, you know what I'm saying? But like the other shoes that are sold by Jordan brand for basketball are a little bit slept on, and they've been putting out some bangers, like really good performers. So the React Elevation is really nice. Like Bradley Beal has been rocking that shoe for a while. I believe Luka Doncic has been he's been playing that as well, or he was. I'm not sure what he's playing in now. Maybe the Jordan 35. I'm not 100% sure, but the React Elevation is pretty cheap. I believe it's like 130 bucks. But the traction's phenomenal. The cushion also is a very strong point about this shoe. Like the forefoot zoom setup is nice, and the React pod in the heel is really nice as well, although it is caged. And then the materials aren't the best. I mean, it's like kind of stiff. It feels glued down and stuff, but like you definitely feel like that the material is super supportive, and the overall shoe is super supportive as well, but also very lightweight and minimal feeling. It's not like bulky or heavy, even though it looks like it's bulky and heavy. So React Elevation, don't sleep on it. The next, it's a Nike shoe, but it's a budget shoe, and if you guys couldn't guess, it's the Nike Renew Elevate. It's going for, I think it's like 90 bucks. Pretty damn cheap. I think it's 80 bucks. And it's very cheap. And it's a really good performer. So yeah, I mean, aesthetically, it looks dope. There's some really cool colorways of that shoe coming out. Traction is phenomenal and durable. It slides out a little bit on really hard lateral movements sometimes, you know, so it's a little inconsistent on that, just a little bit, but you'll be good to go. Yeah, and then cushion is a strong point in that shoe. I absolutely love the cushion. It's bouncy, it's soft, impact protection is really good, and you're low to the ground, and it's a responsive cushioning setup. They put like all the things that I want and like in a cushioning setup, and they literally put in that shoe, which is insane, for 80 bucks. Materials, I mean, it's a foam back mesh. It's not like the best for quality, but it gets the job done. It's thin, it's breathable, it's lightweight as well. It's a really lightweight shoe. So that shoe, phenomenal shoe. All right, next is the Adidas Pro Model 2G or the Pro Model 2G Low. I would suggest getting the patent leather, like it's patent leather version. I guess leather, they have better quality, but the leather is a little bit thicker and it takes a little bit longer to break in. It's just not as like soft as a patent leather. Patent leather is super thin, like it creases a lot, but it moves with the movement of your feet a little, like actually I would say a lot better than my leather version of the Pro Model 2G Low. But anyways, yeah, so the Pro Model 2G Low is 75 bucks. The Pro Model 2G, the mid-cut shoe, is like 100 bucks, so cheap, and it's a really good performer, you know. Traction is really good and durable. The full-length bounce setup is really nice, especially in the heel. You get a lot of compression, it's bouncy, good impact protection. Materials aren't bad, but it gets the job done, and it's a super supportive shoe. All right, next we got the Li-Ning Wow All City 9, and it's not there, it's in my bag over there. But the AC9 is phenomenal. I've been playing in it. I'm still kind of testing it out, but my review's pretty much done. You know, the traction is phenomenal, really good. It's a little inconsistent on really hard movements, but it's still a solid outsole. Cushion is my favorite part about this shoe. The cushion with the cloud setup in the heel, and then the boom like pod in the forefoot is just really nice. I would say it's even nicer than like there's a good amount of shoes. Like the Spawn 3 has really nice cushion, the React Elevation, the Renew Elevate is also super nice, but I would say out of all of those, the AC9 is my favorite. But in my opinion, it's like really soft, but not to the point where it's like too soft, you know. And then you get a nice firm bounce to it as well with good impact protection. I really like the cushioning setup in that shoe. Materials are nice. It's a very supportive like textile material, but also super thin and not really like glued down all too much, so it conforms to your foot pretty well. And also it's a very supportive shoe, and it's a really good looking shoe in my opinion. Like some of the colorways that have come out, and the overall silhouette is just super dope. So don't sleep on the AC9. All right, next we got the Anta GH Dose, or Dose, sorry. So it's the Gordon Hayward 2s, and it's a great looking shoe in my opinion. You know, it's a really cool design. It's inspired by a tiger. You know, like the plastic piece is like the fang and like the teeth, whatever. But the traction is good. You know, on hard stops, it's a little inconsistent. but for the most part, it's a solid outsole, and the cushion, the Alti-Flash, is really nice. It's one of my favorite parts about that shoe, and the materials, it's like a textile material. It kind of reminds me of like a jacquard, reminiscent of the Crazy Light Boost 2016, I think. But anyways, yeah, so it's a nice material, fit is great, support is there, and it's a pretty cheap shoe coming in at $105 bucks. So a lot of these shoes are pretty damn cheap, I guess, besides the Curry 8. So I guess this is kind of like a underrated sleeper and kind of like a budget list as well. And last but not least, it's not a basketball shoe, but you can make it a basketball shoe. It's the Nike Hyperset. So it's a volleyball shoe, and if you guys didn't watch my Does It Basketball, you should definitely check it out. But the Hyperset is a volleyball shoe, and it performs really well. It uses the same tooling as the Hyperdunk 2016, the same outsole and midsole, but then just has a better upper. It's like a really soft, stretchy material where it like stretches over your foot, but the material is like still supported. You know, I didn't have any issues with support, and also it's a good looking shoe, and I believe from where I got it, they're on sale right now for like 80 bucks. So yeah, that's my list. Please do not sleep on these shoes. They're really good performers. Don't go for like, I guess you can go for the main shoes like the Kyrie 7, the KD13 is really nice. And I guess like the PG, I guess like all signature Nike shoes are more like mainstream, right? But like if you don't want to go that route and you want something a little bit different, but also want something that performs really well, and also I guess you can save some money, then pick any of these shoes on this list and you'll be good to go. These are all great performers. But anyways, that about concludes this video. Again, if you guys want to cop any of these shoes, I'll try to leave a link in the description box. I hope this video helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.